talk about the DNA for business. And to do that, this is the 530 grid. We have Carly.
So, unlike Delphina, I'm going to sit up here and just talk. It's not going to be as exciting, but I do have an assistant. So I'm Carly King, and I am the purchasing manager at Tanglewood Conservatories. When building a business or an area of life, establishing a solid foundation is key. To effectively GT it, can anybody tell me what GT is? What GT is? All right, blue.
Golden triangle.
Great.
It's boxes. I can't read them. 1, 2, 3. Well, it's the first. It's the first 6 boxes in blue. It's the top left corner.
You know what Mark wins? He wins a $5 gift certificate for a great answer.
Very good.
Too bad we don't have any fun yet.
This becomes the cornerstone of foundation that ensures success. The key areas of the GT, which we've been pointed out, square boxes 1 through 6. Taking those successes and creating a client for life is what I'd like to talk to you about today. How to do that was my challenge. Barry's helping me with this, get over my fear, so we'll see how it goes. For me personally, it was relating my life experience to the 530 grid to demonstrate how powerful it is. So here we go. My cornerstone began some 20 years ago when I was introduced to youth hockey, my identified target. For me, the message that was developed and delivered was clear. The culture, sense of community, and passion was something I wanted to be part of. I felt the connection, and so did my oldest son, and so our journey began. Progressing through the journey, multiple opportunities presented themselves. For my son, playing recreationally, travel teams, prep or private schools, what to do? What choices should I make? Tracking each opportunity and asking key questions could have a negative effect on the outcome if not handled properly. If I didn't ask the right questions, would my son's successes be less? Would he not be challenged? It works the same way in business. How many sales have been lost because we don't ask the right questions? By show of hands, how many of you have those key questions that you ask each and every customer? We need to get those written. For me, in asking the right questions, I was able to group people and the message they presented to guide me in my personal and professional life. It helped me find and identify my passions and create a meaningful life vision. Does your company have a life vision? A vision and a passion circle? Do your employees know what the vision is, or even better, what your company is passionate about? In following my own passions in the hockey realm, I've had many leads that have been tracked by others that steered me to numerous successes. In my professional life, my first meaningful job came at the suggestion of a parent. In fact, he turned out to be my first boss. In my personal life, my children had their coaches and teammates become their bosses, and even their significant others have come from that same community. But best of all, I met my future husband. So over 8 years, he contacted me strategically by giving me business cards each and every time we met. It took about 10 strikes, literally 10 strikes, before I accepted his invitation for lunch. Again, I kept asking key questions each time we met because I wasn't ready for the sale. Once the sale was executed, and after 12 years of marriage, I would say his strategic strikes were a success. I can relate these experiences back to the natural laws of rings of influence. Does anyone know this law? Alan?
Yes.
Do you want to share it with us? Kevin?
The name of the was again?
The rings of influence.
There are, in everybody's life, there are multiple areas of interest and proficiency, and when you interconnect with other people, the more of those areas that overlap with their areas, the deeper the connection is going to be and the more opportunities available.
Here's how I define it. The hockey world has been a way for me and my son to grow because the more points of connection we had with other parents, the more opportunities we had to create our friends for life. In sales and business, it works the same way. The more you can connect with your clients and your customers, the more they will relate to you and want to stay connected, becoming a client for life. Out of those friends for life and connections, I was able to get referrals for many different aspects of my life. My children's successes were fed back into their careers, taking them from one league to another, from one job to another, progressing through their life. To tie this back into business, when your company has a success, do you build on that foundation? Do you put it into your marketing material? It's free advertising. So in creating clients for life, use the cluster principle. As you connect with more areas of the individual life, we gain access to an entire lifetime of relationships. Ask yourself, are you building lifelong relationships? Are you tapping the spheres of influence with each and every one of your clients? Are those relationships profitable? When I look at the relationships that evolved from my initial target of youth hockey, I would have to answer yes to all of those. Simple introductions have turned into strong friendships that are there for life, and have pretty much given me every success that I have in my life has come out of box one. So, does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, you mentioned the 10 touches that your now husband did. Do you think if he hadn't been so persistent that you guys would be married right now?
It's interesting to think, I don't think so, because I wasn't ready, and the more times he kept coming into my life, when the time was right, when I was right, I was ready to listen to, to him and ask the questions. So, of course, fate could have had a different answer, but that's,
Yeah,
I think so. I think so.
that ties back so much to putting it back.
Yeah.
Other questions?
How long have you been learning about the 530 grid?
We have been learning about it for, when did we start this? I'm trying to think, how many months has it been? Oh my gosh, when did we start?
Probably a couple of years ago.
For us, for 6, the company has, but for us, I think our group, maybe about over 6 months? About 6 months?
Other questions? All right, good job. Thank you, Carla. All right, so now we're going to talk about the DNA for life, and those are the natural laws, and Jason is going to come up and help us with those. Do you need those pointers?
How you doing? I'm Jason Fisher. I'm the backstop lead at Tanglewood Conservatories. As it out of my element, I'm not used to coming up in front of a bunch of people and talking, but they asked me to, and I figured I would grow from it, so here I am. Natural laws are the laws that govern the universe. They're behind the success of every human on the planet. They would help us service our clients at a much higher level if we learn to use them correctly. I was going to go over a couple of them briefly and show you how they tie into your everyday life and business. The first one I was going to go over is the dirt in the gutter principle. It stems from one day, might get started a little wrong, but made up a little bit along the way. There's a boy cleaning his parking lot at his dad's shop, and cleaning it real thorough, sweeping it up, cleaning up all the trash. And when he was done, he went inside, grabbed his dad, and said, "Come here, look." His dad came out and said, "Look, walk around. Looks pretty good, but you missed something." The boy looks around and says, "What?" So I think I did a pretty good job. Dad replied, "You missed the trash and the dirt over here in the gutter." And the boy said, "That's not even our property." And his dad said, "But it's the first thing that somebody sees when they pull into our parking lot." And so if you realize that there's, sorry, I lost my spot. At job sites, when we set up jobs and we have our team go you want to keep your job sites clean, you want to keep your guys dressed well, have all your safety gear on, and you want to look good for your clients. That way, when they come home, and see all this construction going on, and everything's, tore up in the front yard, from the building, they feel good about having you there, working for them. And, we want to make sure you give them a good impression. So you try to capture things the small details that you normally wouldn't look at and use those to your advantage. The second principle would be the warm belly rub. As a parent, you learn a lot of tricks to keep your child calm when they're crying. If you don't teach these tricks to the person that's going to change your diaper, then you can have a pretty angry baby making a lot of noise. Some of these tricks could be not laying the baby on the cold floor, lay them on a towel. Tickle them, hug them, play with them. Sometimes you might just have to rub their belly. This creates a comfortable experience for him and forgets all about the uncomfortable diaper changes. When we're dealing with a client, we want to find out what they enjoy doing, what their interests in, and what they, if they have kids, animals that they enjoy, or do they like to smoke an exotic cigar or sip some fancy wine. These are great bits of information to know, so you can calm them down if you start getting razzled because of construction happening at your home. A lot of times, you can take time to learn what soothes them. You could keep the client on your good side by showing them the way, showing them that they are important to you. The third principle would be the cost principle. This one states that for every person that you know that is looking for a product or service from you, they tend to know anywhere between 3 to 9 more people that are looking for the same product or service. If you can tap into that and get them to refer, those 9 people, and you get 1 person out of those 9 people, you could double your business. Now, all of these principles together, if you use them correctly, oh sorry, I missed 1 principle. Principle number 4, the potato chip principle. Mark, you might know a little something about this. This principle comes from a 9-year-old boy who used to deliver newspapers. One day he was on a paper route and remembered that his mom loved sour cream and onion potato chips. He hadn't gotten her any for a little while, so he decided he was going to pick up a bag. He took them home and gave them to her, and when he saw her face, he just felt wonderful. She was enlightened and started to cry. Then she kneeled down and said, "Mark, someday you're going to make a woman very happy." If you understand why this is important to get to a woman's heart, then you will have no problems with this principle. Listen and learn from your customers what makes them happy, and you will be able to use this principle to your advantage when it comes to creating a client for life. All of these natural laws work together to help turn potential leads into a client for life. Your clients will love how much attention you give them and how you show them that they matter to you, and they're the most important part of the process. So how well do you pay attention? Can anyone tell me which natural laws I've gone over? Yes?
Dirt in the gutter, warm belly rub, cluster, and the funny thing is I forgot the last one. Potato chip principle, yeah.
Very good. Can anybody tell me what the first one was? What the basic principle is?
Oh,
Dirt in the gutter, and that was make sure that the area is clean, even if it's not yours, because it's important how your job site appears to anybody walking by.
Yes, you want to capture those small details that you normally wouldn't capture, or you wouldn't think that people will notice, if you capture those details and use them to your advantage, then it could definitely help you turn a client for life. The second one, which was warm belly rub. Anybody tell me what that one was?
Find out what comforts them.
What's that?
Find out what comforts them.
Yes. If you figure out what comforts your clients, you can use that to your advantage by, talking to them a certain way. If you use the personality masteries, and you can read the people, and you know how to talk to them, or you know if they're in a bad mood, or you know if they're in a good mood, you can use that to your advantage when you call them or when dealing with them face to face. The third one was the cluster principle. Yes.
Yeah, the cluster principle is that people that you have contact with know 3 to 9 people that are probably looking for the same product or service that you are. So if you can get that referral, even closing one of those, you automatically double your business.
Yes, very good, thank you. And the fourth one was the potato chip principle. And can somebody tell me what that one is? Yes.
Listen and learn from your clients what they like. Listen and learn from your clients.
Yes, very good, thank you. I think that pretty much wraps up mine. Does anybody have any questions?
Sorry.
Fina.
Yeah. Because I know you worked really hard on this. I think it's really cool, and you did a ton of research on the natural laws. Did you find one that resonated most with you, whether you were like, wow, I should really put this in motion, or wow, I was doing that and didn't even realize it?
Well, actually, you know what? I have an answer for that, but then, the more I think about it, I think all of them actually resonate with me. If you think about putting all of these together, you could really do amazing things for helping you create clients for life. And I think you could definitely benefit from reading the rest of the natural laws and learning them, and using them in your everyday life. Is that anything?
Good job.
Anybody else? Yes.
I was just curious, the difference between the warm belly rub and the potato chip, is it that the potato chip is spontaneous, or, because they seem somewhat similar to me?
They do. A lot of the natural laws, to me, seem similar also. Mark, can you clear that up?
That was my mom on the potato chip, and she taught me the secret to capturing a woman's heart. So that's really complex. That's all. Oh my gracious! My oldest daughter and my youngest daughter taught me the warm belly rub, and it's like it's taking our unconscious competence and figuring out, like, we're transferring how to change the diaper, but we're not putting all the things that make it a raving fan experience. And so they're similar, but they're very, very different as well.
All right. Anybody else? Yes.
I would say that the big difference for me now listening to that is one is more physical and the other one is more like emotional.
Yeah.
Physical need and the other one is emotional. Emotional need.
Yes. That's wonderful.
Could you please say that again?
Wonderful.
The first one is more physical need and the second one is more emotional.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
I was thinking with the potato chip, it's sometimes we always talk to people, we never listening skills. Your listening skills, your client may say something, and then you walk out and that appears for them. That's very impressive.
That's great too. Thank you very much.
Yes.
You guys have been a great audience. Anybody else?
Good job, Jason. Okay, so I bet everyone has a lot of questions, because as Kevin puts it, it's like drinking out of a fire hose. I know it was the first time I was here. So we're going to break back into groups. We want to discuss what was covered this month and how can it help you with your biggest challenge, and also what specific actions are you going to take and commit to follow up once a week with each other. Everybody get that? Makes sense? All right, let's go.
What groups did you want to?
Back to the original
Back to
ones,
the
everybody.
Yep. All right.
I have that. Just in the car.
Thank you so much.
I know, but you did a great job. Thank you for your willingness to do it. Is that, here, right? Take a right and a left.
20 years.
20 years ago.
So she just come here from some kind of work.
Yeah, but she came from the US
My clients all came from China.
Yeah. Translating them from English, Chinese to English.
Yeah. Just met a few weeks ago. So they opened through the church. Yeah. I went to the global volunteer there, and they have a Chinese group there, so they're hosting the business people from China come to the global leadership summit. So that's why how we got people here. Before I have problems with connect people locally. For Asian culture, they don't like to talk. So I have to make myself comfortable to be out there. And,
Was there anything today that was natural?
I think he's talk about to the warm background, you know, when you first meet people, you probably want to do that first. And then listen. That's very important. Let other people talk first. Before you spread it. Sometimes I just want to be brushing on the floor. That's not everything. Packing the.
Do you have any people in your area?
Right now? I do talk to David now. David's talking to me. David is a lacrosse coach. The first time I met him, we talked for 30 minutes. I said, stop. My brain cannot process it.
How long have you been here?
20 years. So that's why he's talking fancy word. So my question is, what does the word mean? What's that word for? Word mean? It's like and he's like, you don't even know what the Patriots are? No, I don't know. We have Patriot team. No, I don't. But I don't watch football. I don't even watch anything before. So he's like, really? So that's how I learned.
Anybody have any specific actions they're going to take for the next month?
I need to turn off my like when, you know, to deal with, sometimes I'm dealing with 5 different problems all at the same time. And I'm really surprised I don't put, you know, the wrong name for this. You know what I mean? Like I'm not,
easy to just.
I'm not answering the wrong question, I mean, the wrong person, you know, with the problem, you know? So I think, for me, that's what I was thinking when we're talking about boundaries. We usually like deal with one problem, like, you know, this hour or something, and then the next hour, just so I also get a break.
Slow down.
To slow down, yeah.
So how can we intentional that time together,
Well, I just have to make it intentional. I mean, I need to make a point that I am reminded that this is either that or I need to just write down, you know, this out. But right now, because our schedule is so we're traveling all the time, we're in different places all the time, different states, you know, so sometimes I have to make people when I'm on the road. You know, my husband is driving, not me, but also because I'm trying to catch people when they're awake. You know, I'm dealing with people in different time zones. So that's no, I think because we're here for 4 months right now. Oh yeah, and so we're doing a lot of traveling. But of course, when I'm in Hong Kong, that's a different story. It's a little bit more sales, like what we're doing here. We're traveling to all our supporters, generating a larger, you know, group, sharing what we're doing, and trying to get some funding for some of the things
That's Dave's doing that too, for the trust. They're going to generate the funding, like 50% profit proceed to the nonprofit. And that's why last night I was meeting with the largest nonprofit organization from China.
Oh wow.
Has to take their cash. Last night. And she's like, initial like, no, we don't have money for funding the trust. I said, no, this is like the process and funding non-profit. It's a particular resource together for the campaign. We have a vision. We have the structure to be able to and so Hong Kong can play the lacrosse, right?
Yeah, I've never heard of anybody playing lacrosse in Hong Kong.
Because we can start at church.
Yeah.
This is a global effort. And I think China is going to expand very fast. US is the same thing too, right?
The East Coast is pretty big. So that's the best way to get a scholarship.
Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah. So could you share with how you are going to take this understand?
Okay, we're going to run groups again. And we're going to have Kevin come up here to talk about what we're going to do next month.
Right. Thank you. Man, today is amazing or what? Give it up for the speakers. Outstanding. That was just outstanding. Next month, by the way, we're going to be doing this again next month. Same sequence, different topic. Same sequence, different topic. So this month was about creating client-for-life relationships. Next month is leadership, creating massive profits. You see, if you can create client-for-life relationships, which I think was exceptionally well done today by this team. Let's give it up for Daniel Wood. Seriously. converting this now into how you're able to not just do it for yourself, but to teach other people how to duplicate, how to help other people create client-for-life relationships. That creates massive profits. One of the things that I realized sitting back here, because I've been doing this for 3 years, and I'm just excited to the point where we have teams of people now that can come up and MC and do every one of these segments. It helps me now, and I want to thank all of you. Now it helps me to be able to sit back and to be able to concentrate. How can I monetize what I just saw and help every single person in this room monetize it? I know how I can do it, and I think I know how I can help you how to do that. What I want to do is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be setting up speaking opportunities, because information like this is rare. It's really rare. Okay, I've been to a lot of, how many people have been to another seminar other than this? Okay, right. Good information, but this is unique and this is rare. People don't quite understand what happens here until they get here, right? And now you get it. So now I think what I'm going to do is now speak for other people's groups and take one of each of those segments and speak on personality masteries, speak on the 530 grid, or speak on the natural laws, depending upon what needs to happen. And there's so much of it. There's endless material that's already been created, thank you, Mark, and for the teams of people over the last 40 years that have put what you have today in your laps. And me included, most of us don't even know what we have. And it's about going to the next level. So the next level is helping me do that. So I believe if I can speak for your group, I can help you create money and more referrals and more profits. And in so doing, I would just say, let me have a shot to go and talk about what I do for 3 minutes at the end. Not a sales thing, but just to let people know what I do. Now, how many people in the room could actually do that? Everybody could do that, actually. You could just raise your hand. Because every person in this room, and by the way, awesome job. No, okay, I know that's hard for you to hear, but what you did up here, what each one of you did, that, by the way, that was the best DNA for people I've ever seen. I was like, I didn't even know what segment we were on. I was so excited. I was like, this is great, this is so much fun. Thank you for doing that. The 530 grid, it was so personal. Thank you. It was so personal. And then how you tied 4 principles together, what you came up with was nothing shy of brilliant. And I'll tell you why. To be able to connect all 4 of those together, I think what you did was create a super law, an encompassing law, something where the sequence of what you did, and the only difference, I'm going to grab my notes on this one. Because Alan helped me with this, and we kind of worked through this. So all 4 of those principles are actually part of one principle. It's just a super principle. Sweeping the dirt, the warm belly rub. For me, it makes more sense now to go to the potato chip principle, and then the cluster. Nothing wrong with what you did.
I agree.
No. Now, and then Alan helped me give me the words. You start with the details. You meet a physical need. You meet an emotional need. And then the cluster principle, they feel well taken care of. Do you think they could refer you to 3 or 9 other people? How about 30 or 90? How about 300 or 900? How about 3,000 or 9,000? How about 30,000 or 90,000? How about 300,000 or 900,000? How about 3 million or 9 million? 3 million is only 1% of the United States population. That's not a lot. You see, start thinking at a different level, and that's what this thing is all about. So thank you. Goodness, that insight was just striking. That was great. I'm glad I was here. This is personally, I'm glad I stuck around for 3 years to hear just that moment. To hear your moment and to see this, and that's a life changer. Next week, next month, same time, same place, 3rd Thursday, the middle of your tables, grab one of these, follow along with me, and take a stack with you. We have extras so that you can invite more people. We have extras, okay? Next month, it's going to be September 15th. September 15th, same time, same place. And it's about leadership creating massive profits. How many people are going to be here next month? Okay, so we'll have 6 people. Okay, one more time. How many people are going to be here next month? Okay, I will tell you something. When you come, expect to create massive profits. Expect that now. So you have 4 weeks now to figure out who you can invite and the information you can take here and share with other people. I mean, I got 2 pages of notes, and I ran out of pages, and I have to start, and all of you are taking notes, and I appreciate that. And by the way, this is videotaped, okay? It's videotaped, and you can now go to the website in a few days, in a week, and each one of these segments is a separate video. How many people knew that we actually even had videos? 3 people. That's excellent. We did a fantastic job of that. Okay. They are videos for all 3 years. But take this one and forward these to your friends. Forward the link to your friends. Okay? So next month, creating massive profits. This is a game changer, and you guys did a terrific job. Give it up again for Tanglewood. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to have food. We're going to bring it in. We're going to have a breakout session. Talk amongst yourselves. Get a chance to chat, network, hash out your cards, do whatever you need to do. And you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks for
But you made it. Yeah, I just got any opportunity I could have to.
I'm glad you came. Good job. Good seeing you.
And so, kind of opened my, my eyes to a lot of things. And then I did like, 8 weeks in the Philippines, when I was in college. And then I would go on to different mission trips here in America with my youth at that time.
Well, I can help.